I think corrupting AI art models was a spiritual mistake. In this video, I'm going to be trying to corrupt the higher level representations in the Stable Diffusion models and seeing what the effect on the resulting images is. Right now is a scary time for artists. There's a lot of panic centered around the AI art stuff, and a lot of talk about us being replaced or our work being made less valuable. Skills that we spent years upon years sacrificing our time for are apparently being made useless. But I disagree with this position, and I think that the panic leads nowhere. I believe we have to get to know AI, and we have to experiment with it. This is a more light-hearted video than the other ones on my channel, so I hope you guys enjoy this. So as you can see, I've been running this code, and the collab that I'm running just happens to have a nice interface at the bottom, so I just got to come up with a prompt here. It turns out that some of you guys gave me some prompts that you wanted me to try last week, so I'll just enter these in, and if you guys have some new ones for next week, because I'm going to make another one of these videos again, you can definitely leave them down in the comments, and I'll make sure to use them. So this is just without any modifications to see what the images look like when we're not corrupting the models. So I'll see you guys when this is generated. Alright, so that first prompt coming from you guys gave us some pretty interesting results. I'll just go with the second one, and this one also comes from the same person. So once again, if you want me to try out some of your own prompts in the next video, you can put them down in the comments. So this is Glass Sword, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Now this is pretty interesting. It's anatomically completely incorrect, and obviously you can see the glass sword, but the model took the decision to also just add a whole entire person there. So obviously this is a model for which I have the weights. Obviously I don't have the weights for OpenAI DALL-E or Midjourney, so we're doing with what we can here. But it's still Stable Diffusion, pretty state-of-the-art, and we're getting pretty good results. I can't wait to corrupt this. Alright, so we're going to be doing 2 more prompts like these without the corruption, and then we're going to move on to actually corrupting the model. And once again, what I'm going to do is corrupt the part of the model that deals with high-level representations, so it's not going to be able to understand the high-level abstract stuff, like what objects actually are and how they are organized around the image. So I'm excited to see what the results are. Just going to try to come up with a cozy prompt because, you know, we could all use some comfort. Now that's impressively realistic. I'm thinking that although Stable Diffusion is certainly not as good as like DALL-E or Midjourney, sometimes I get these really impressive, realistic results that I don't think I could get this level of realism in the ChatGPT image generator, honestly. So for the last prompt with the sane model, I'm gonna go with something fun and just see what the model is gonna come up with if I give kind of a random prompt. Well, that certainly fits the criteria, and once again it's super realistic, and it's super accurate with what I've actually asked in the text. Alright guys, so this is where the fun begins. Let's start over with the first prompt, but this time I've written some code, and ran some code to actually replace all the weights in the highest level representation inside the AI model with actually very, very small weights. So there's going to be basically no information coming through at that level. And that means that the high level representations, meaning information about where the objects are and what they are and how they're going to make sense, is actually going to be missing. And this is what's fun about AI art models, is that they allow you to kind of play around and you don't really have to put in much effort. It just generates the image for you and you just get to mess around with it. So let's see what it gives us. So now we get an image which is much less conventionally aesthetic than the images we were getting before, and we find that the composition is also kind of wrong, and the visual quality is kind of wrong, so I guess that's what we corrupted by corrupting these high-level representations. So you can see here we've lost all sense of composition. Alright, so apart from the numerous curses I've just brought down upon myself, we've learned through example something about how AI art models work. They have representations that deal with aesthetics and visual fluency. When we take those away, we end up with some strange pictures. The mission on this channel is to bring together expertise from both AI and arts to figure out the way out of this tremendous pain that artists feel in the face of AI. There are differences between how AI works and how humans work. If we can find out these differences and use them as artists, then we can gain serenity and no longer have to worry about being replaced. If that is of interest to you, please subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think about this topic down in the comments. See you guys next time.